An adverb is a word that changes, modifies, and provides context to a verb, clause, and adjective, more specifically of how, where, when, what manner something is done or happens. The adverbs of frequency tell us how often something is done. Here we have some of the most common examples. And also the difference between an adverb and a verb is that adverbs indicate us when and where some action is done by the verb.
Adverbs of time tell us when and how long an action happens, and they usually are at the end of the sentence. Let's now take a look at a few example sentences telling us when something happened. I see you now. The adverb is now. When do I see you? Now. I tell him daily. The adverb is daily. Again, adverb of time. We met last year. When did we meet? Last year. Let's now move on to example sentence showing us how long something happened. I studied French for 4 hours. How long did I study French? 4 hours. I studied in Canada for a year now. In this sentence, for a year now tells us how long I studied in Canada. He has taught English since 1990. She stays at home all day. Since and all day also are adverbs of time. Adverbs of manner. We use these adverbs for describe how we do an action. How do you speak English? Fluently. How do you walk? Slowly. These adverbs are compounded by an adjective and determination ly. Let's learn the rules. First, add ly of the adjective. Nice become nicely. She plays the flute nicely. Second, if the adjective ends in y, you have to change it for an I. After you have to add the ly. Easy become easily. They made the puzzle easily. Third, if the adjective ends in le, you have to eliminate the e and put in y. Possible become possibly. We are going to finish the puzzle today, possibly. Fourth, if the adjective ends in ic, you have to add ally. Basic become basically. The plots of these books are basically all the same. There are some exceptions like good become well. Silly only act like an adverb if you say in a adverb way because silly ends in ly and you can add another ly. Another section is hard. Hard stays the same.
So now, let's take a look at adverbs of place. What are adverbs of place? Adverbs of place tell us where an action happens. They always answer an important question, which is where. This WH question is a fundamental word to identify the adverb of place in a sentence. They are usually placed at the end of the sentence, but it can also place at the beginning if you want to emphasize the location. Let's take a look at some common adverbs of place. Of, above, far, on, away, back, here, there, inside. Now, take a look at some examples. Where are the toys? The toys are outside the box. Where is Martina putting the toys? Martina is putting the toys inside the box. Where are my keys? Here are your keys. Where is my umbrella? There is your umbrella. Adverbs of degree. What are adverbs of degree? Adverbs of degree tell us about the intensity of something. They also tell us about the power of something. They are usually placed before the adjective, the verb, or the adverb. Let's take a look at some common adverbs of degree. Quite, to, very, extremely, rather, almost, and many more. So now, let's take a look at some examples. The water was extremely cold. As you can see, the adverb is placed before the adjective that it modifies. He just left. As you can see here, the adverb is placed before the main verb. They are completely exhausted from the trip.
Evaluated adverbs are referred to as commenting adverbs. Evaluated adverbs are used by the speaker to comment or give an opinion on something. Evaluated adverbs modify the entire clause. The first type states how certain we are about something. For example, the second one makes our attitude about something clear. For instance, astonishingly, she did well on the test. Sadly, he couldn't come to the party. Honestly, I couldn't eat another bite. And finally, the third type allows us to make judgments about someone's actions, including our own. For example, I stupidly forgot my phone at home. You carelessly dropped my favorite cup. She bravely traveled across Asia alone. Evaluated adverbs are usually placed at the beginning of the sentence, followed by a comma. But they can also appear at the end of the sentence, preceded by a comma. Let's take a look.